I recommend you have a list so that you know what you're gonna do. So I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Friday this is Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, and you can see that this is Flight of Passage at 9 a.m. that's going to be purchased. And then I'm going to get Navi, Safari, and Everest. And these are my goal times that I want to get. Doesn't mean I'll get them, but that's my goal. Same thing here, that I want to make sure this is Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower, and then Mania, and then Thunder Mountain, Mansion, and Buzz. And this is my tier 1 Thunder Mountain. This is my tier 1 Rock and Roller Coaster. And then, of course, Animal Kingdom does not have tiers. And you want to also have your dining reservations. So Beer Garden, Sci-Fi, Ohana, knowing that she has to leave. That way when you're making the times, it'll be right in front of you, that you have everything done. And you can just take your pencil and just go down and mark it as you go. One other thing to note, you need to know the order that you're going to go. So Hollywood Studios is probably going to be your first one that you get, just because it's going to be more popular than Animal Kingdom. And for this is on a Saturday, and yes, some would say Monday, and it could be depending on when you are checking in. But because this is going into the next week, this is probably going to be okay, because she's checking in on a Thursday. And I know this sounds crazy, but a lot of times most people do a Saturday to Saturday or Sunday to Sunday. So when you check in the end of the week, this part down here isn't as important as getting the end of the week. And hopefully what we're going to find is that these Saturday times are going to be super early. That's our hope. And then we'll go back to do Animal Kingdom. So before you pick yours, if you want to send me a list of what you're doing and have me look over it and tell you the order that it needs to go, I can do that. And that will help you too, because you're going to see it goes pretty fast. Another reason why you want to have your list, because it's, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, depending on where you are, and you may be half asleep. Another reason to have your list was that I noticed going down that list, Beer Garden at 12:05, that is not going to work. So I need to go and go to Future Plans and scroll up and click Beer Garden. This was before we knew she was going to Park Hop and do Animal Kingdom first. So modify, and I need to move that time out. Now, luckily, this is Beer Garden, and I can do that. Not always the case, depending on where you are. So if we're at Animal Kingdom for the morning, really need to move Beer Garden out. You need to think about your commute time and leave at least an hour commute time. And this is something that I can help you with before you even get to this point. So you probably won't even be to this point. But if you get here and you are, then this is what you need to do. We're going to change them to dinner. And with something like Beer Garden, there's so many openings right now, which is not always the case depending on where you're eating. If I would have left this time, it would mess up this. I wouldn't be able to get her third multi-pass before she moves over to Epcot. As you'll see when you're doing your passes, that if you have a dining reservation, it will do a huge gap. And you'll see that in a minute. Okay, one other thing that should already be there, but we're going to double check just to be sure. You see that I have 10 minutes. It opens at 6 o'clock for me because I'm on Central Time. But it's 7 o'clock if you are on Eastern Time. Is you want to go to Profile.
and you want to check payment method, we want to make sure that there's a credit card that's already in there. If you do not have a default credit card where you see the little star mark in the top left corner, then you need to do that because it will make things go faster. Otherwise, you will have to key in your card, and that's going to take longer. Okay, I'm back. And I changed my time to Eastern. That way it will not give anybody any confusion. But do know that if you are Central Time, this will be 5:59 for you. If you are obviously West Coast time, it is going to be 3:59 for you. 7 o'clock Eastern. As soon as this goes over to 7, then we can get lightning lanes. So we tap lightning lanes, and then this multi-pass is what we're going to tap first. Okay, here we go. So we are looking at Saturday the 23rd, Hollywood Studios, multi-pass, continue. And everybody is going, so select all, continue. And we want Rock and Roller Coaster. Looks like Slinky's already, was Slinky gone? No. She wants Rock and Roller Coaster, but I'm going to recommend everybody do Slinky, but that's not what she wants, so that's not what I'm doing. So Rock and Roller Coaster, perfect, perfect, perfect. See, that lines up perfect. It doesn't always happen that way, but this time it did. So we will check out. Purchase for another day is the blue button. And now I'm going to do Animal Kingdom on the 22nd. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Animal Kingdom. Check the multi-pass box, continue. Select all because everybody's going. And we want you know what, let's do we need to go back because I didn't get the single pass. So on the 22nd, I forgot to do Flight of Passage. Continue. And then select all, continue. And now we want Navi, Safari, and Everest. Continue. Okay, I really want that to be earlier. So I want Flight of Passage to be at 8:15. So I click 8 o'clock and then 8:15 and save new time. And I want Navi to be earlier. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to move Safari down. So this is where you kind of have to manipulate everything. So I'm going to move it to 12. Let's move to 11. We're going to move Everest to 12. So 12, save new time. Now Navi River is moved up, but I need it to go up again. So 12, save new time. Now Navi River, I want it to be 8:40 would be good. 8:35. Save new time. See, now I want Safari to be after that. So 10 o'clock, I said 10:30. So 10:20, save new time. And then Everest we want at 11:30, so 11:25 works. Save new time. See how that lines up? Okay. And flight of passage, yes. Perfect. Now I scroll up and click continue. Purchase. And then I'm going to purchase for another day. And now I'm going to do Magic Kingdom on the 25th of November. Magic Kingdom. And she's not going to do any single passes because she's getting a premier pass because she's staying at a deluxe resort. But we're going to do a multi-pass. Continue. Select all. Continue. And she wants Thunder Mountain. These are the tier 1s, by the way. So Thunder Mountain, Jingle Cruise, because it's seasonal. We're coming up on Christmas. Peter Pan, Space Mountain, Tiana. You can only pick one. So watch what happens when I uncheck it. I can go a little slower now because we're into next week. See? It blocks out everything else because you can only pick one from this group. So then these are your tier 2s. And we're going to do Mansion and Buzz. You can see it blocks out all the others. Okay. Continue. Yucky yuck. So modify time. See how it pushed everything tonight? It's Disney. So modify time is your friend here. So under Thunder Mountain, modify time. And the park's opening at 8. And then Mansion. Save new time. And then Buzz. Be in the 11 o'clock hour. Save new time. And the reason that I would tell you to be there when it opens, because the park opens at 8. This side, Frontierland, is not open during early morning hours for resort guests. Only Fantasyland and Tomorrowland are open. But you can do what's called a second rope drop. If you go at 7:30 and you get Peter Pan done or Space Mountain done, and then you come over to the Frontierland entrance or the Adventureland entrance. I'm going to tell you Adventureland entrance. And on your way in, you can do Jungle Cruise and get that done. So really with doing that, doing Jungle Cruise, could really do 8:20 and give her a little bit more time. And it's possible you can go ahead and get on Pirates. And okay, and then continue. And the reason why I did not pick Pirates for her and I picked Buzz instead is because she's getting a Premier Pass. And she's probably only going to do Pirates once. Okay, so now let's view my day. Ooh, and the app crashed. That's not good. Okay, so now we can go up here where it says future plans. And we should be able to see everything that we have done. So Friday, Flight of Passage, Navi River, Safari. So I would like to move this Safari time. So I tap on it and I click Modify Plan. And it says best available time 8:45. So I hit select, but I don't have to take that time. I come up and then modify time. 9:25 is what I want. And the reason that you don't see 10 and 11 and that kind of thing is because of this Everest is in the way. The system kind of blocks time out, but we're going to do 9:25. Save time. So now that is much better. So I'm not wasting time. So I scroll up and I click continue and it will save it, view my day. So you can see we do have some overlap. It does not let you overlap initially, but when you go back in like I just did, you can. It just takes a little bit of time and manipulation. And Everest needs to be changed because she is only here half day. Yeah, 10:25 to 11:25. That's what we want. We don't want C. And if you scroll up where it says original selection, that's going to tell you what you're changing it from. So currently it's 11:25 to 12:25, which means it must have moved when I did that shift. So always check before you log out of your app, because this is what I needed. I needed to line up just like this in the 8, 9, 10 hour. View my day. Okay, perfect. Now, if you go to the bottom right hamburger menu, click it, scroll up, click lightning lane passes. This is going to show you everything that you have booked. So the multi-passes show first, so don't freak out. The single passes are down below. This is just another way to look at them. And actually, let's move that Toy Story Mania. Okay, so this looks a little different than the other screen. So you just click on what you want to move, so Toy Story Mania, and then Modify Plan. And then select. So now it looks like it did a minute ago. Modify time. So I want to spread this out a little bit just so there's not as much walking. Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror can absolutely be back to back like this. Okay. And you always want to do, if you can, your tier 1 first, because once you tap that tier 1 in the park, you can get another tier 1, which for this would be Slinky. Most likely, Slinky is going to be later in the day, and I want Mania to be back to back with it. So I'm going to move it down a little bit. And also, look here, Sci-Fi Restaurant is at 12:45. So we will do Mania after. And when you open it up, you'll see that noon to 2, there is no 1 o'clock. And that is because you have an existing dining reservation at 12:45. If you remember at the beginning of the video, I moved that beer garden. That is why. We can't even get a 1 o'clock, but we're going to do 2 o'clock and do 2:05. It just saves the walking. Now, if you don't mind doing the walking, some people don't. They cross the park and they just want to get in and get out, or this is going to be a half day. Then you absolutely want to move it back to where it was and get everything done before lunch. But this particular person is not going to do that. Okay, so continue. bottom right hamburger menu, and you can also look at future plans and it will show everything as well. Okay, so that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's say that you have changed your mind and you don't want to do one of these things. So you don't want to do Haunted Mansion. So you click on it, modify plan. And where I showed you this before to change the time, if you scroll up, then you will see all of the other things that can be picked. And because it's so far in advance, that's why everything is at 8 o'clock. And you just hit select and accept it. But one thing I want to show you is that if it's a tier 1, so we know Jingle Cruise is, I hit select, it's going to tell me that it's not eligible. And the reason is because Haunted Mansion is a tier 2 attraction. And for me to get Jingle Cruise, I would have to let Thunder Mountain go. So arrow back. I tap on Thunder Mountain, modify plans. And I scroll up to Jingle Cruise. And I click select. And now it will let me. Okay. So very important when you get on this page too, where it says review details. I have to save this for this to stick. If I don't, then it's not going to stick. So scroll up and make sure that you hit continue. If you don't hit continue, then it's not going to save. If you're like, no, I don't want that, then top left arrow back button is your friend. Yes, go back. Okay, and then arrow back. And then I can just swipe that down. And nothing was changed. Okay? The last part of this video will discuss Premier Pass. If you are purchasing that because you're staying at a deluxe resort, then please continue the video. Otherwise, you can stop at this point. What is Premier Pass Lightning Lane? It is for those who are staying at deluxe resorts or villas. Also, Swan and Dolphin, Shades of Green. You are able to get on each attraction that has a lightning lane once through the lightning lane. If you want to ride it again, then you have to do standby, or you need the regular multi-pass lightning lane, which you will reserve those times. And of course, it's an additional cost as well. Pretty expensive for some people. Of course, price is relative, and what some people think is pricey and others don't. You need to think about your time, how long you're going to be in the park. If you don't want to have to plan, if you're only going to be there a couple of days, then this might be something that is of value to you. Because basically you are just paying to be eligible to walk up and get in a lightning lane when you want without having to have a reservation. Also, there are no tiers in this, so that places such as Hollywood Studios, which has tier 1 as Slinky, Rock and Roller Coaster, Mickey and Minnie Railway, and Falcon. On a multi-pass, you can only pick one of those to start. You don't have to worry about that with a Premier Pass. You just get in the line and go. Okay? You're able to view the prices 3 weeks out so that you can make a budget. And then you purchase them 7 days from check-in. we are going to buy Premier Passes. So we click on Lightning Lane. And scroll all the way down and purchase Lightning Premier Pass. And we are going to get, for Friday the 22nd, we are going to get it for Epcot. Everyone is going to be there. November 22nd, Epcot. Continue. Make sure the date is correct. So look at your paper. Yes, it's going to be on the 22nd. Yes, it's going to be at Epcot. Continue. Check out. Plan for another day. And at the top, again, purchase Premier Pass. And on Saturday the 23rd, we're going to Hollywood Studios. Scroll up, continue. Select all, continue. Continue. Check out. And then plan for another day. Magic Kingdom on the 25th. So we click Magic Kingdom. Scroll up. Select all. Continue. Continue. Check out. And now we can view my day. Now this person has a multi-pass as well because they wanted to ride some things twice. But you see that as you scroll up, okay, for Magic Kingdom. Now when you come down and it says View Experiences, this is everything that she's going to be able to do on that multi-pass, which is basically everything that has a lightning lane. And see how Seven Dwarfs and Tron is included in that? As well as Tiana. It's everything with a lightning lane. So there's no need to buy a single pass for 7D or Tron unless you want to ride it twice. Okay? So we hit the back button. And then bottom right hamburger menu. Scroll up and go to future plans. And you can see she's starting at Animal Kingdom. And we did buy Flight of Passage there where it says Lightning Lane Single Pass. And then multi-pass for Animal Kingdom. Same for Hollywood Studios. We also bought a multi-pass because she wants to ride these things twice, which I'm going to move them down in time. Now, if I want to see that the Premier Pass is there, I go to a back arrow, and then right here where it says Lightning Lane Passes, I scroll up, and you can see she has a Premier Pass for Epcot on the 22nd. View Experiences. Everything, including Guardians. So the way that you can ride that twice, you can either pay for it, or you can get a virtual queue. If you want to ride it 3 times, you can pay for it, get a virtual queue, both. And if it's a Monday and you're going to be there for extra hours, then there's 2 virtual queues. You can pay for it. So with the Premier Pass, you can technically ride it 4 times if you want to. That's everything with Epcot. So back arrow, Hollywood Studios. Again, everything, including Rise. You don't have to pay for it. Back Arrow. And we've already seen Magic Kingdom. So your Premier Passes show up top. The one single pass that we purchased for Flight of Passage. And then her multi-passes. Now, on November 22nd, she's starting at Animal Kingdom with the multi-pass. So we want to leave those in the morning because then she's going to jump over to Epcot. Okay? And once she finishes Navi River, she will be able to get another one at Animal Kingdom, which will be Dinosaur. And then once she taps Safari, she'll be able to get another one, which will be Epcot. And hopefully one of the things that she can ride twice because she'll have the Premier Pass. This sums up how to get Lightning Lane passes, whether they are single pass, multi-pass, Premier Pass. I hope it helped you. Remember to make your list. That is very important. And always have a plan before you get to selection time. So if you need help, let us know.